Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Vampire the Masquerade Salem by Night Chronicle. My name is Will. I'll be your storyteller this evening. And last we left off with our Anarchs, we found them at their haunt, the Last Call Bar, where they saw a news report about the investment group that had come over from California. They were told by Sam that Sheriff Green wants to meet with them in a week. But they were also told that they can usually find him at the Lucky Dime Diner. They were told that Manny Garza controls all the information going in and coming out of West Salem. But they also told him that he's hard to reach, that he has people to talk to people before they even get to him. Erickson reached out to Blue Eyes, found out that Andrew Givens has been referred to as being part of the Illuminati by one of his crew. So it kind of shows how badly out of touch they are with the information happening in Kindred Society. But he did learn that he has one shop that hasn't been burnt down in the south of Salem. It's either off of Hoyt or Mainview, and it is a small kind of antique store. He was also told to look out for wild dogs because reports of bite attacks have been increasing. Erickson left some money for Sam because of all the phone use that he's been doing. Whereas we saw Andreas kind of helping out August with some of his information and recalling some of the things that happened to him. Mustang called out to Saif, reached this ghoul, told him that she's ready to kind of keep going on the hunt for Givens. And the ghoul said that she would pass that along to him. Discussed their avenues moving forward, with either meeting with some of the Nosferatu that they already know to try and find Garza, or to try and find Givens. They ended up having to buy a shotgun and some ammunition from Sam because they were heading over into West Salem and they wanted to go packing, apparently. But before they left, they recognized a very cute chartreuse kitten that they followed into Teddy's alley and asked them about the situation and what he knew. They learned that Garza is a Nosferatu like he is, learned that Teddy does not go across the river because of the lupines in West Salem. And Teddy revealed that some vampires had come looking and asking about the situation that happened between Erickson and his exuberant feeding a couple of nights ago. A couple of weeks ago at this point. They ended up riding to West Salem, where they went to the Red Eye Lounge. They saw that it was a country western night and that there was a lot of people that had eyes on all of them, but especially Mustang. But they ended up pulling her away from these lecherous kind of frat boys that were probably going to end up too hurt for their own good. And they ended up meeting John Coulson in the office. They learned a little bit about what's going on in West Salem, particularly in the Red Eye Lounge. Noticed that John had his own kind of blood rose on the desk. And when they asked about Andrew Givens and Gretel Meyer, they learned that Andrew Givens had been cut off, but that he had become good friends recently with Antoine Malcolm Davies. And they also learned that John Coulson was teaching Gretel Meyer because of a woman named Juliet ordered him to do so after she had been turned, and they were still looking for whoever embraced her. They were told that John would be letting Gretel know about their interest in her and meeting up with them the next evening at the Last Call Bar, and just made sure that they understood that it had to be her decision to leave and not be pressured into it. And we left off with the group heading back to the Last Call Bar for the evening. This is where we're going to pick up Sans Andreas, but it is good to see the two of you again. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Celebrated Independence Day.
Not too bad.
Yep.
Sorry.
Um, so we're gonna pick up with you guys coming to the bar to kind of drop off everybody. Andreas, of course, takes off first. His weakness, his kind of clan bane, takes precedence sometimes. Even though you do have like an hour till sunrise, um, he's usually the first one to kind of get out. But when you arrive, you notice that the open sign is turned off to the bar.
All right. Besides it being off, is there anything in front regarding the motorcycles still there in front, or as far as some of the lost souls, or any cars for that matter?
No, only your car is left there after Andreas kind of takes off on his bike. There is one other car that's parked down the street that you've never seen before.
I've never seen it before. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of car?
It's a 1981 like Cadillac.
Okay.
So are the lights are off, you said?
No, the lights are still on.
But the open sign is off and there's nobody outside.
There's nobody outside.
In fact,
we should just go up to it and go inside.
yeah. I make sure that I still have the guns inside the jacket while I move out.
Okay.
Towards the door.
The pulling on the door will reveal that it is still open. And you can actually feel well, Mustang doesn't feel it because she's always wearing gloves, but Erickson does feel that there is something sticky on the door. And as you kind of look at your hand in the lamplight, you'll notice that there's crimson on it, like blood.
Oh, I immediately shoved that door. Well, actually, no. I pushed the door slightly open, but about trying to make as much noise as possible, even though that door is probably rusted. That door's probably makes its own noise.
Yeah. Excuse me. And as you kind of hear the low creak of the door, you hear a shotgun cocking inside. And then you hear Sam's voice. There better be a good fucking reason why the door's opening.
Don't shoot. You know it's me. Good old Eric the Red.
You hear the slump of a shotgun on the bar. All right, come in. Close the door behind you.
I glance over at Mustang. I'm like, yeah, let's close that door.
I close the door.
Okay. Inside, you see that Sam is standing behind the bar. Her shotgun is on the bar itself. There is a scared-looking human who looks like he's been beat to hell and back. Maybe looks about 5'6", 5'7", almost. Long, kind of scraggly brown hair, this kind of well-kept beard. What would be normally kind of like soft and inviting eyes behind glasses. His left one is kind of cracked. Excuse me. But you see that he's kind of bleeding from his hands. He's bleeding from like different cuts that have been put into him. His clothes are tattered and ripped. It looks like he's been tortured. And you see him kind of sipping at a glass of what you could probably smell is bourbon. And even as he kind of puts it down, you can see that his hands are shaking. And Sam looks over at the two of you. Oh, you two got here just in time. Meet Archie.
Archie, nice to meet you.
Archie, Go ahead.
I'll say, Sam, I love what you've done to the place.
Oh, yeah, this isn't me. Archie, why don't you tell the nice folks what you told me? And he takes another sip of his glass. He puts it down. I I don't know where to start. I'm I My name is Archibald Guthrie. I don't expect you to know that. Only a certain people know who I am. And then you hear Sam, tell him why, Archie. Tell him why. And you see that he kind of is startled by her sudden outburst. And he grabs the glass to take another sip, and she puts her hand on top of it. And she's like, no, information first. And then he kind of slowly pulls his hand back, and you see him sitting there kind of rubbing his hands together. So I'm Archibald Guthrie, as I've said. I am the last surviving member of the employees on hand for Mr. Andrew Givens. And Sam kind of just starts nodding at you when he says that.
Mm-hmm. Well, go on.
I was sequestered. I was kidnapped a few nights ago. I was put in a room with another ghoul, another woman, not part of Mr. Givens' group. Her name was Rebecca, I think. It's very difficult. I'm not used to this. I was used to being paper pusher. You know, I file paperwork. I'm a number cruncher. I don't do this. You see him just kind of really almost too fast for his body type. He kind of lunges out, grabs the glass, and just brings it towards his chest before she can grab it, and he kind of takes another sip. I was tortured because people wanted to find out where my master is. But I was packing the antique store when I was taken. There's nothing left for him here. He's traded the store for passage out of Salem.
All right, I can understand that, but how did you end up here?
There was a lapse in judgment. God bless her. There was a guard who, excuse me, who had taken a liking to that Rebecca lady, and she used her feminine wiles to kind of create an opening for us. And I ran. I came here because it was the first thing I saw on the bridge. I didn't know where else to go.
You didn't know where you were being held.
I don't know exactly, but I know that I saw the Gunther's sign not too far up the street.
What can you tell us about where you were being held?
It's the packing district. There's just warehouses. Mine was nondescript. It was just a cargo container.
What do you know about the people who captured you?
There's always somebody watching us. Kind of rotated between four different 4 different kind of guards, I guess you could call them. And they were assholes. Did not care at all about either of us, but they were more sadistic towards me. I mean, I'm thankful that they didn't do anything to Rebecca, at least. You see him just kind of
So
like trail off, his gaze just kind of off into the distance.
he's sitting up at the bar, right, on
Yeah.
one of the stools.
Yeah.
Go ahead and walk up and sit next to him.
Mhm.
Say, look, there's no name you may have heard throughout this whole time. Even a nickname. Can you give us at least, if nothing else, at least a description of one of them
They
or all of them?
they were all dressed the same. They all used call signs based off of animals. There was an eagle 1. There was a panther 3. I think there was rhino 2. I mean, they kind of fit their personalities, I guess, because the guy that they called Rhino, I know he hated it, but he was also the biggest one out of the 4 that I remember seeing. They wore black. They wore masks. They were well armed.
And in
Okay.
terms, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Mustang. By all means.
In terms of the kind of information that they were asking you, was it just about where Givens is?
Yeah, they just cared about him. They wanted to know if he was being targeted because of the fires. They wanted to know why he was being targeted. They wanted to know. You see him kind of finish his drink, and he kind of puts it back on the bar, and he's like, "I'd like another, please." And Sam kind of looks at the 2 of you. He belongs
I know.
in a hospital.
Oh, how badly are you injured?
He kind of looks down at himself, and then he very painfully kind of pulls up his shirt, and you can see that there's the telltale signs of like internal bleeding. He looks like he's got broken ribs, like there's the bruising. The only reason he's probably not making a big deal about it is because he's a ghoul. And you see Sam kind of pour 2 fingers worth of bourbon back into the glass. This is it. You drink this, and then you're out. I don't care where you go. I don't care what you do, but you got to get to a hospital. And you can't be here.
I look over at Sam and I pad my side where I have my wallet, and I say, I know you got to know at least maybe one person that can drop him off that, doesn't have to revert back to here.
She looks at you. She's like, I sent everybody home. Oh, I'd have to make a phone call. Watch him.
And of course,
She takes a shotgun and she goes into her office.
so I turn my attention back to him, and I say, well, I get the amount of pain you must be feeling, but you're telling me you have no idea what happened here?
Shakes his head.
I want to know if he's hiding something from me.
Sure. Make a either wits and awareness or wits and insight. Wits and subterfuge.
Nah, I'll do wits. I'll do wits and awareness.
Yep.
I mean, either wits and awareness or wits and insight. Oh, wits and insight, even though that technically still be the same amount of dice.
Sure.
I have hunger dice, right?
You do have hunger dice. You're at hunger 1.
Hunger 1. All right.
And both of you are hunger 1.
All right. I got a 3 on the hunger dice.
All right. Nothing bad happens.
All right. 10, 10, 7, 3, 3.
Okay. You see that he is hiding something. You don't know as into regards to what, but just the way he's been talking to you, he's avoided eye contact. He's been kind of staring into his drink. There's something that just doesn't sit right with you as far as what he's telling you.
I glance over at Mustang and kind of tilt my head towards her, coming over if she hasn't already done that, and sitting in the other stall on the other side.
She does.
And I lean in closer to him. So I say, look, I can only imagine the shock that you're going through. But if you don't tell me how you got here or why this all happened here, then I can't help you.
They, like I said, they want information on Andrew. They're trying to find Andy. I don't know why. They are really adamant on trying to find him.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Are they anything like me and my associate here?
No, I didn't get a sense of them being, you know. And as he says that, you hear one of the payphones ring.
You got him, Mustang?
Yeah.
Oh, that seems very odd to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and check that out. And it's the payphone that's right outside of the of the last call, right?
No, remember, there's 2 payphones inside the
Oh,
bar.
that's right.
There's one on either side of the jukebox.
All right. So I go and reach out to grab it.
Okay.
Last call bar. How can I help you?
You hear, oh, I'm sorry. I must have dialed the wrong number. I was looking for a friend of mine. My
Oh
mistake.
no, we have lots of friends here.
And you
May I
hear
have the friend's name?
the phone click.
Damn it.
So while he's over there,
Mhm.
I want to get really close to this cat.
Okay. Kind of.
Kind of like on his ear, just like
He the closer you get, the more he leans away from you.
that's fine.
Yeah.
She kind of grabs him
Oh, okay.
on like on the back of the on the back on his back.
Yeah.
Just brings him closer.
You can hear him whimpering.
That's fine. Do you want to tell me where Andrew Givens is?
The last I heard, he was gonna meet with Antoine. I swear, I don't know where he is.
Is he lying?
Make a wits and insight roll.
Lovely. 4.
Mustang has wits 4, insight 1, so it's 4 regular, 1 hunger dice.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
So that is an 8, 1, 7, 9, and a 6 on the hunger dice.
Okay, so 4 successes. He's not lying. He is way too scared to lie right now. And for a fact, you know that the last thing he heard was definitely that Andrew was going to go talk to Antoine.
Do you know where Antoine is?
Yes, he's usually at his country club.
What country club?
The Ilahe Country Club.
The what?
Ilahe.
Okay.
That's where we can. That's where we always go to talk to him.
When was the last time you talked to him?
I last year.
Who else would be looking for Andrew Givens?
Don't know. Andrew wasn't somebody to make enemies. He knew his place. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was supposed to do.
You said you were a pencil pusher.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Were you an accountant, a lawyer?
I just took care of the day-to-day. I managed his businesses.
The antique shop, bookshop,
And the florist shop, yeah.
and the florist shop.
At this point, Erickson comes walking by.
Do you know about the basement?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Mustang, I leave you alone for 2 minutes, and you're already getting information out of him. I love it. You know when I said earlier that can't help you if you don't help us, Mustang is one of the reasons why I said that.
I'm trying to be really helpful, sir. I really am. It's been
So
harrowing.
do you know what? Sorry. Do you know what's been going on in those basements?
No. I only know that they're there, and that he needed them for rituals.
Is he lying?
It's an insight.
So that's the same.
Yep.
Okay, that is a 4, 9, 8, 9, and a 6 again on the hunger.
Okay. He is lying to you. I only got 3 successes.
I don't believe you. Why don't you try again? And I put more pressure on the back of his neck and his back.
Ooh, are you trying to deal damage, or are you just trying to kind of...
Not trying to deal damage,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
How weak is this man?
Excuse me. No, I'm just wondering if I should make you roll to see how much strength you're putting into it, or if you're just trying to kind of make the point across, like, hey, talk to me, or this will get more physical.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
Oh, and while Mustang does that, I actually want to go in on the other side and say, look, you see, she could snap your neck, and then you wouldn't have to worry about the pain that you're dealing with, but then we still have to deal with the stuff that has apparently happened here. So how about this? You give us as much information truthfully, and I will make sure that somebody will give you the care that you need, and you won't die tonight. And I'm using impeccable lies with my subterfuge, so I want to use an additional because I will kill this guy.
So you're just
letting you know.
This man will die
You just want
today.
to lie to this man?
Yes, straight up lie.
All right, so go
This
ahead
fucking ghoul.
and roll your... you want to try to be manipulative about it, or do you want to be charismatic about it? You can either go with,
charismatic.
you can either go with charisma and subterfuge, or manipulation subterfuge.
No, manipulation and subterfuge.
Nope.
So 4 or 5. So and the +1 that I have as a specialty.
Yes.
With that,
There'll be
So that's
7, so it'd be 6 regular, 1 hunger.
dying. One moment.
Yep. This
This
poor
man will
man.
die today.
This man will die today.
This poor man's.
Oh yeah, poor guy. Poor man. Oh, I got a 10 on the hunger.
Do you have another 10?
Yes, I do actually. And
Oh.
then, but I have 4 1s and a 2. I only got 2 10s,
Okay.
and that was off the hunger and
Yeah.
one other die.
So, whenever you roll 2 10s, that's called a critical. For every 2 10s you get it's a critical success because one of the 10s is on your hunger dice. You've gotten a messy critical, which is where the beast succeeds, and very much just like how you remember in the alley when the beast took over, you can feel it rising up as the scent of blood has kind of permeated the room at this point. You are always peckish, and out of nowhere you kind of see yourself leaning in to intimidate, but out of nowhere, and this kind of catches Mustang by surprise, you see that there is that intake of breath like he's about to say something, and then you just see Erickson bite down on this man's neck.
Are you kidding me?
Let me ask you this: when the beast arises, as I am clamped down on this ghoul, I still have wherewithal of what's going on, right?
Oh yeah, you're in the back seat right now because the beast is like, I want some of this blood.
So, is there any way that I can somehow either signal as far as patting, like you using my hand to hit Mustang, like get me off, get me off? So they're patting. Is there any way that I could do that? Be like, we actually need some information from this guy.
I'm gonna push you off of him
There
like
you go.
immediately.
Okay.
So I was like mid sentence.
Yeah.
Well, he was mid sentence and he just chomped down on this man's neck.
Just chomp down.
Okay, immediately no. Okay. So we stopped this. We try to stop this from happening.
Okay. So to push him off, you're gonna need to roll opposed strength checks.
Man.
It's gonna be strength.
Oh fuck.
It's gonna be strength plus athletics for Mustang. It's gonna be, I think. Let's do.
It's not gonna work.
Let's do strength and.
It's not gonna work. I'm already telling you right now.
Strength and
you never
brawl
know.
for Erickson. Be aware.
Oh, okay. Well,
be aware that Mustang, if you need an extra oomph, you can kind of rouse the blood to give you a little benefit. You can always try to.
And I'm gonna start biting this mother man guy.
You can rouse the blood to give yourself a bonus to either your physical, your social, or your mental attributes. It's just a kind of crapshoot.
I mean, I guess at this point, like with what I have, I can't stop him.
Okay, so roll your 1 die.
My 1 die. Okay.
Yep,
oh my god, that's all you have?
No, this is to rouse the blood.
Oh, to rouse. Okay, I was like, oh no, don't kill me.
Yeah.
So this is a 4.
4. Okay, so your hunger goes up by 1 because you rolled less than 6. But now you have a +2 die bonus to your physical stats for this one action.
So I roll 4 instead of just 2.
Yes, and as you kind of get this image of what Erickson could do to this man if he's left unchecked, there's a moment where the beast kind of bubbles up inside of you, and there's this image of you swimming. It just kind of starts to bombard you with all of these images, and you start to remember what you had to do oh so many years ago to kind of hide your past, kind of hide the whole situation with Mehdi Lazar. And it doesn't it doesn't even tease you with the things that are happening right now. It just kind of very simply shows you images. It just brings them to the forefront of just your brother and the uncle that was supposed to be protective of you. But it also kind of lends strength to what you're doing, and you feel the blood kind of rushing into your biceps, into your triceps, into this whole upper area, into all of your arms. So go ahead and make your dice rolls. And let's see who wins.
And he's frozen.
Yep.
So I got a 5, an 8, a 1, and a 4 on the hunger.
So 1 success. Let's see. I'll roll for Kenny since he's frozen in his drinking. I rolled 4 successes, so I shouldn't be allowed to roll anymore. There's a moment where you feel that blood rushing. It's been one of the few times that you've actually called on the blood. You use everything you have in your body to kind of try to push Erickson off of him, and you only end up pushing him and Archie kind of back off of their stools, and you see that now he's got him in this full-on feeding grip. Like he is at the tap, just kind of drinking. At the same time, you hear 2 shotgun blasts go off, and parts of the door shatter, and you see the door collapse inward, and the small canister. Oh, bye. And the small canister kind of rolls into the room.
Mm-hmm.
White smoke starts to fill the bar, and you can hear Sam back in her office kind of coming around. Oh, he's coming back.
Okay, so from where did that canister come from? From the front door?
From the front door.
Okay. So Sam's in her office.
Sam, you can hear her coming out of her office.
Okay.
We'll see how long it takes Kenny to catch up. I like how he's like, I got a new camera, guys.
I know. Well, it's raining outside, so it might be connection.
Yeah, I get you. So, this is the first time, I think, that the group is encountering combat in 5th edition. Combat is not difficult. It's been very streamlined for 5th edition. Hey, welcome back.
I apologize. There is an outage because of the storm here.
Yeah. I got you.
That's passing.
I was worried about you guys, but I saw that it was gonna just kind of like slide by.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it just so happens we're getting the
Yeah, it's raining outside.
Yeah.
The bottom end, and unfortunately, it caused an issue.
Okay.
But from what I heard, we're in combat now.
You are in combat.
Why?
Because
you're too strong and I'm not. I'm too squishy. I can get you off of him.
Yeah, because you touch yourself at night. So
great.
Mustang tried to pull you off of Archie. I rolled 4 successes with your dice pool, so she could not. And as you were kind of pushed off of the stools with Archie in your mouth, 2 shotgun blasts went off. The door was barred in from the outside, and then the canister kind of was rolled into the room that has just started to fill the area with just white smoke. So, when we do initiative for combat in 5th edition, there's no rolling involved. It's just a collected total of whatever your composure plus awareness is. I've taken the liberty of collecting that information beforehand. So Mustang and Erickson both have 5. Sam has 4. And the people who are attacking the bar have lower than that. So Mustang and Erickson will get to go first. You guys can choose what order you want to act in.
Go right ahead, Mustang.
How does that even work? I don't even know what I do.
Well,
Sorry.
as the room is filling up with the white smoke, you can hear what sounds like heavy booted footsteps kind of rushing into the bar itself. The smoke hasn't filled up the space entirely, but you can see what looks to be 3 guys coming in. They look relatively armored. They've got what looks to be SWAT gear. 3 of them that are in front each have assault rifles. And there's one in the back that looks to have this very heavy shotgun. There are 4 people attacking the bar right now. All of them look like they have night vision goggles. All of them are wearing just these black balaclava masks over their faces, down into their necks, and down into like their uniform. But there are 3 of them in a V formation that are coming in with what looks to be protecting the one in the back. So
Okay.
there's 2 types of combats. There's either melee combat or ranged combat. What do you think Mustang is going to be involved in the most?
Gonna hide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's one of my specialties.
You sure? You want to try to jump over the bar then for your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a simple dexterity and athletics check then.
2 dexterity and athletics.
Yeah.
So 2.
Yep. And they're both hunger dice.
Yes.
So
that's a 3 and a 1.
okay. So Mustang tries to get over the bar, but there's just so much going on between the whole situation with Erickson, the whole situation with this kind of SWAT team that's coming in, that you catch your foot on one of the other stools and you just kind of come crashing down on this side of the bar where the action's happening.
Mess.
So Erickson.
Okay. So we see it's how many guys in total?
4.
4. All right. So it's like diamond. So it's a diamond shape as they're coming in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're fully armored from head to toe.
It looks like it.
Nothing on like so that includes coverage on the legs too, correct?
It looks like it. Their legs look bulky.
Okay. Obviously I'm in the front of the bar.
Yes.
I still have this guy. I still have my fangs into this in this guy's neck.
Technically, you're still, yes, drinking.
Technically, I am still drinking. Good.
You can let him go.
Good. Yeah, pretty much. That's the first. Hopefully, that doesn't do too much. Besides that, besides the bar there, any adjacent tables? I've been there long enough, so I know, like, how sturdy these tables are, or even still, if the pool table's closer to us or not.
No, the pool table's over by where the jukebox is. You'd have to clear a good distance of the bar. There is one round top near you. It is lacquered. You think it could take some damage?
Yeah. All right. Is there any way I want to see about how it would look to move and shoot?
Sure. You want to try to get cover, or do you want to just try to kind of move and like ducking and weaving as you shoot?
Well, what I'm trying to do is they're obviously coming in to the dressed in the nines, ready
Mhm.
to Pretty much. This looks like a sweeper group, so
Yeah.
they're not here to talk. So yeah, I just need to get to cover. But if I'm able to at least try to pop off something so that they direct their attention towards me while Sam has a heavier weapon on her,
hmm
I would probably want to do that.
Okay.
Plus, I'm trying to make it in a way where I can get closer to them
Yeah.
so that so I can eat one of them for their troubles.
Okay. Since you're gonna try to grab some cover at the same time as you're moving, I'm assuming
Yeah,
that you're gonna try to like flip this table over and get behind it.
correct.
Let's have you do your composure and firearms at a minus. We'll say -1 die penalty.
Oh, I only got 3 dice, so this is gonna be fun. Oh, and one of them is the hunger.
One of them is hunger. You have one regular dice, one hunger dice.
Oh, 3 sevens. I'll go with that. But it's a -2 on each die, so it's a 5. So it's screwed over.
No, you're it's a -1 die penalty. So you
Oh, -1, so it's a
yeah.
6. So
No. So you would roll instead of rolling 3 dice, you roll 2 dice.
oh, that was it. So there you
Yeah.
go, even better. 2 dice. And it's 7 and a 6.
Okay. So you got one that you needed to hit them because they do kind of standing still for this round because their action was to just break in.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got one. Which gun are you using?
Well, if I have both in the holster. Well, not holster, in my jacket. So dealer's choice, I guess, on whatever I pulled out. Because at this point, I was just going for cover. So
All right. So why don't we say you have the revolver and the
mhm.
9mm, right?
Right. So I'll say odd, millimeter, even, revolver.
Okay.
And I got a 6. So it's the revolver.
Okay. Um, that's a medium gunshot. So that's +3. So you just did
Ooh.
4 points of damage to this one kid.
Yeah. He's a kid? Good. Fucking asshole. Why are you here?
Yeah. You see you shoot off as you kind of race over to the table. Your left hand instinctively kind of grabs the edge of the table, flips it towards them as your right hand just over your shoulder just kind of pops off a shot, and you hear one of them just groan. Mustang from the floor actually sees one of them, just the shoulder where the body armor kind of isn't there. The whole shoulder just kind of blossoms like a red rose of just blood, and the guy kind of falls over, and you hear the gunshots go off of his automatic rifle, kind of just firing across the wall in front. Sam, you can hear, has kind of come out. You hear her say "fuck," and then she blasts with her shotgun. Let's see what she can do.
Yeah, let's see.
And these are slugs, not pellets. Oh wow, I rolled terrible. Mustang sees a second one. Just the entire arm goes flying back off of the torso as this pellet just eats this cadet's kind of like upper body.
Did not have brought cadets here.
The one in the lead, who is still kind of in shock from everything that's happened, just kind of sprays the bar at his kind of chest level. You hear gunshots just kind of hitting and destroying parts of the wall. You can hear posters. You can hear the kind of picture frames crashing. And then you hear the one in the back. That's enough. That's enough. We're done here. And you hear a sound You can see it from the floor. He just kind of pulls another cylinder out of his back and he kind of tosses it into the bar. He pulls the one guy who's still kind of opening fire. He's still kind of unloading his clip, and you see them just kind of back out and disappear back into the street.
What is that? Yeah.
Yeah, the grenade that they left suddenly kind of bursts into fire, and there is a bright flash of just red and orange and white, and for a moment the beast inside all of you just kind of rails against the cage that is the kind of chest cavity that you have inside. If you guys could give me a willpower roll.
Willpower.
Yeah, because the beast inside of
How
these
does that work?
does not like fire. You're gonna roll
does-
whatever your willpower is. So Erickson has a willpower 3. Mustang has willpower 5. So you're gonna roll 5 dice.
Oh,
Okay.
your willpower is better than mine for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, this is one of those days. 3 6s.
Okay.
2
Six,
4s,
six.
2, a 7, and a 1.
Okay. So Mustang immediately kind of scrambles to get behind the bar to get away from this flame. Erickson has the wherewithal to kind of grab the table that he's hiding behind and just kind of like angle it between him and the flame. You hear Sam just drop her shotgun and just go running back into the office. Your beasts have never felt this level of fear before. Like, this is primal. This is something that goes back to when the first vampires were kind of created and cursed with a fear of fire and sun. But as you kind of push yourselves into a position where you can avoid getting burnt to a crisp, you hear the sound of a rolling door from like a heavy van closing, and then just the sound of wheels screeching off into the night.
I immediately look up to see if
Our back
any
door.
if anybody else is still alive, just to
There-
make sure, because this literally happened in seconds.
Yeah, there is no back door. As you kind of peek out, you kind of sit there, you see that the flame is still kind of shooting out of this grenade until it kind of dies out like a firework. And once it does, you kind of peek out. You can hear something from behind the bar, something moving behind the bar. You can hear something moving in Sam's office. But you do notice that there's 2 dead members of whatever strike force this was. But you also see that Archibald is dead.
Oh, Jesus.
Look, he was gonna die, whether it was by these guys or apparently by me. So I'm glad that it was by these guys, so that I don't have to answer questions. That's my mentality at this point. I'm like, great, this one less person I got to answer for. I look over at Mustang. Mustang, you good, right?
Yeah, can we get out of here?
1 second. I walk up to the burnt bodies with this armor.
Hmm.
I wanting to see what is any identification.
None. You notice that there's no calling card. There's no kind of brand.
No insignia.
No insignia. There's no name. There's no office or government that they're associated with.
So no communication lines at all. No phone, no radio, none of that.
There is a holster for a radio, but it looks empty. Both of their radios look like they've been taken away.
Check their pockets.
Yeah. I mean, I want to do a thorough check of these people.
Yeah. Pockets will turn up nothing. There's no money. There's no keys.
Sure.
They have a knife that they each have in a boot. Um, Otherwise, they just have the kind of clip that they have in the gun. They have an extra clip in their belt.
What guns? What guns are left there if they're still operational?
They are. They're ARs. They are 14s.
Okay.
Okay.
I picked those up and I hand them over to Mustang.
Yep.
So these guys aren't alive.
No.
There's no.
No.
All right. Man, and there's nothing here that while the van was leaving,
Hmm.
was there any chance that after the flashbang went off and it died down,
Hmm.
that I was able to see anything of the vehicle?
No, no. The beast was in such a frenzied state of just protectiveness that the only thing you really cared about was kind of keeping yourself out of that fire, out of the fire.
And this is literally before we even 1 hour before sunrise.
Yep. Yep. You want to make intelligence plus technology rolls as you're checking their bodies,
Mm-hmm.
as you're
You can do
collecting,
that.
or as you're collecting the equipment, rather.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be a horrible roll of a 2 die.
Yep.
3 for me. 1, a 4, and a 7 on the hunger.
Okay.
I got a 2 and I got a 2 and a 1. A 2 on the hunger die.
I mean, you're a hunger too, so no, Mustang, you're hunger too.
Yeah. Don't start putting that stuff on me. What's wrong with you?
All right. So it's not difficult for the two of you to realize that the equipment that they're using is definitely kind of government grade. It's military grade at the minimum.
Hmm.
Um,
And that they know that we're here.
mhm. Um,
I wonder if the car outside the 81 Cadillac had anything to do with it.
I mean, I'm gonna go check up on Sam.
okay.
So if Mustang, be careful if you're gonna head out there. If you're gonna see that car, but let me at least see what the hell Sam is up to right now.
The place is still burning, right?
No, no, the grenade is literally just to kind of create fear in
Oh.
vampires.
It's like a flashbang.
Mhm.
So this dude that's dead, does he have anything besides the obvious? Sorry, forgive me. That's what I was gonna ask.
Mm.
Before I go to the back, I wanted to know what's up with this guy now that I know he's dead. If there was anything on him,
And
anything.
Archie?
Yeah.
Archie has it looks like he normally wears his wallet in his like his right back pocket, but it's not there. You can see the indentation of the pants, like where it kind of sits. Um, there's fraying inside his right hand pocket where it looks like keys might have lived for a long time, but there's nothing in there now. The only thing that he does have is kind of loose change in his left pocket.
Okay.
He's got
Uh,
a quarter, a dime, a nickel, and 2 pennies.
It's really weird that he's been tortured, presumably in these clothes, and they just kind of left change in there.
I mean, what's he gonna do with 42 cents?
I know, but that's weird, you know?
Walking back to, I'll go ahead and check up on Sam now.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go outside.
Okay. You check on Sam, and Sam is just coiled up in the fetal position underneath her desk. Like
Sam.
she's just kind of like muttering to herself about something about France.
Sam, yo, hey, snap out of it. It's just a flashbang. And I go and I grab, like, I lean down to grab her shoulder so that we can be eye to eye.
The second you touch her, she just spews out this 2 or 3 sentences of just pure French. It is, for all intents and purposes, it is one of the most beautiful things you've ever heard her say to you, but you can see that there's fear there. And you never knew that Sam spoke French. But she looks at you, she's like, Sorry.
You're gonna try. Go for it.
No. It's just fire brings back bad memories. Sorry.
It just. It's all right. It looks like they're gone. We were able to clip two of them, but our old ghoul pal unfortunately did not make it in all this.
Fuck.
What was he doing here, Sam?
I don't know. I didn't even know Givens even knew to come to this place if he needed help. Or that he would tell his ghouls.
I feel like this is a huge setup. Um,
I mean, from the looks of it, they followed him here.
yeah. I have a feeling that come by tomorrow, it's gonna get a lot weirder in this place.
Oh, I have to shut down. I can't work out of here anymore. This whole place has been compromised.
Ah, Sam, we can't just uproot and go. You can't just do that. Where are you gonna go?
I'll figure something out, but I can't operate out of here anymore. That's for sure.
Fine. Then how about this? Give it to me. Let me run operations of this place so you can hightail out of here. Be safe.
Do you even know how to run a business?
You know, at some point of my former life, I was a state senator. I think I can work myself around the business. I'm lying through my teeth, just saying that right now.
Yep. Uh, she looks at you. She's like, "All right, I can leave you in charge of the bar, but I can't run the risk of keeping the weapons kind of coming in and out of the place."
You with the and I start thinking about it. You're saying the deal you have with the free souls?
Not just them. I have a bunch of deals with other people as well.
I mean, if that's fine, I let me worry about this place, and you be safe out there. I mean, if you need help, with the trading of guns, by all means, let us know as well.
I'll draw up the paperwork and bring it out to you. Um, I'm I'm gonna close down the bar for the week at least. Do you two have a place to stay?
Oh, you know that this place is starting to feel like home to us right now.
Well, looks like when I get to show you one of the more secretive rooms. And as she kind of goes back out into the main room, we switch over to Mustang kind of coming down the stairs past the broken down door. The 81 Cadillac is still there.
Um, there's nothing around. There's no people, animals,
No,
anything strange out of the ordinary.
nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
I would like to go investigate the car.
Okay. Make a wits and investigation roll.
4 and 3, 7.
So that's 5 regular and 2 hunger dice.
Lovely. Right. So that's a 5 and an 8 on the hunger, and then we have 1, 7, 10, 2, and 3.
Okay. You go over to it. You can put your hand on the hood. It's cold to the touch. Feels like it's been there for at least a few hours. The wheels look like they have a thin layer of mud that's been worn off. There's mud on the wheel wells, though. The license plate is from Washington State. It's not from Oregon.
Mhm.
And it looks like the left taillight was recently replaced.
Okay. What was it about the wheel wells with mud or dirt?
Yeah, they're caked in mud.
Um, she doesn't know about mud and dirt. I don't think so. Is there anything weird about the mud or the dirt that's on the wheels?
No, it's just that you wouldn't take a Cadillac out into a muddy place.
Right. So it's been in like either a swamp or
It's been somewhere where it's not supposed to be.
a forest.
Yeah.
Okay. I try the door handles.
The driver's side is open.
Okay, I go in.
The front seats are the old fashioned like single seat that you could kind of just easily slide from one side to the other. Leather. Back seat is also leather. It is automatic. The kind of gear shift is on the steering wheel. Well, there's just an open kind of space there. You see that there is a makeshift kind of cup holder between the seats. And there is a very kind of traditional, simple glass with yellow and brown kind of hay motifs etched into it. The glass itself has just a very small spattering of what looks to be ice that's melted over time. And there is a brackish brown kind of black liquid in the cup that's kind of about a quarter of the way down. But you can see that the glove compartment looks like it's been forced open before because there's this kind of indentation. But right now it's closed.
I would imagine that what's in the cup is soda,
If you smell it,
like Coke. Yeah.
there is the scent of a soda, but there's also the scent of liquor. It smells like whiskey.
Cool. Is there a way for me to open the glove compartment?
You could try to force it open.
Because you said that they had tried to force it open.
Yeah, there's the indentation of what looks to have been a crowbar or some kind of something heavy that was used to kind of plop it open, but now it's kind of been closed in such a way that it would either need a key or you would need to kind of force it open.
Okay. Can I look for a key in the car?
Sure.
Like in the visor, in the middle, like I don't know if that has like a middle thing.
Yeah.
The little console area.
You start looking around for a key and you notice that the back seat, it has a secret compartment that you can kind of pull open. Your hand kind of snags and it pops up a little bit. You open it and there's a dead body inside.
Okay. Freshly dead, super dead, decaying.
It looks like it's been dead for maybe a few hours. It's wrapped in plastic like a rug. From the bit that you can see of the clear cellophane, it looks like a woman of the street. There's very skimpy clothing, very short skirt. There's no shoes. Um, there's no jewelry. The makeup is all smudged. And you're not sure if it's from being wrapped up in the plastic or it's because of whatever happened before this. Um, but yeah, she's just kind of sitting there, hands tied behind her back, legs tied to her hands, almost like how you would tie up a pig.
Hogtied.
Yeah, hogtied.
Could I tell how she's been killed, strangled, shot?
You'd have to remove the cellophane. You'd have to remove the plastic wrapping. Kind of.
Mustang hates this like a lot.
Yeah.
She's really mad. Okay. I wonder if I should go get Erickson. Feel like I probably should.
Sure.
I'm gonna go get Erickson.
Okay. You make your way back into the bar. You see that Sam and him are over by the jukebox, and one of the walls where one of the phones is and the dartboard is, just kind of starts to pry open, almost like a large refrigerator door. And she's kind of showing him one of the secret compartments that she has in the bar.
Cool.
But she kind of turns around. She's like, "We can rest in here for the day if you'd like. It's one of the safest spots in the bar."
How much time do we have before?
Yeah, I look at my watch to see how much time we have.
Half an hour.
Okay. There's something you have to see very quickly, I would imagine. It's outside.
I look at Sam. I say, "Well, just give us 5. We'll be with you in a moment."
All right. I'll wait here.
Walk outside.
Okay.
I go,
We head over to the car, and as we head over, I explain to him what I found.
Okay.
"Oh, okay, a dead body."
It's
Okay.
just a little weird. It's a car parked outside of Sam's bar.
Oh, this will not do. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I walk over to the car, to the
Mhm.
trunk, and I see that it's wrapped in cellophane, right?
Yep. It's underneath the rear seats.
Okay. Um, I go ahead. I unwrap the cellophane to see at least the face.
Okay. You get a whiff of what seems to be like lilacs and wildflowers from a perfume.
Mm-hmm.
The face is handsomely beautiful. Like given the situation that you're finding it in, it's kind of lost its luster, but it looks like she was punched. You can see that a good portion of her face looks like it's been bashed in.
Nothing recognizable to me.
From her now.
I don't see. By looking at the head, do I see any indentations on the neck?
No. No.
So they caved her face in.
Mhm.
That's how she died.
She looks pale though. She does look like she's probably missing some blood.
Right, but I don't see any indication that she's been fed on. Pretty much, from at least from the face.
Yep. Nothing on her neck.
All right. If
Brains,
I live,
buds.
when I take the bag out
Mm.
that has the body in it, do I see any? Is there any pooling of blood?
No.
Good, because we need to get her inside so that no one finds a dead body out here in the middle of the fucking day while we're asleep. So,
While he does that,
Mhm.
can I open the glove compartment and check the trunk?
You gonna try to force open the glove compartment?
Yeah, because he's gonna move the body inside.
Okay.
And I want to make sure that we case the car in case somebody comes back to get it.
All right. Make a strength and athletics check to try and try open this.
A 2 and a 10. 10 on the hunger.
Yeah. I mean, they're both hunger.
All right.
It's very difficult. You have to like sit there, put your foot up, and get leverage, and you end up spilling the drink, but you do pry it open, and you see dismembered hands come out. There's 3 of them.
Okay. Is there anything else in the glove compartment?
No.
You better be picking up those dismembered hands.
Yeah, hold on. I was just making sure there's nothing else in there. The sun is about to
I
rise.
know.
Yeah.
I wanted to
Yes, I
get
know.
everything first.
Yep.
Okay, so I grab all the hands. Did he take all the plastic?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. So I'll just grab the hands.
Yep.
And I want to check the trunk.
The trunk can be popped open from the inside of the car. If you pop it open, you'll see that there's just digging equipment. There's shovels. There's ropes. There's kerosene tanks. Couple of 2x4s. Some heavy like nails. Bit of hardware to like you would imagine is build something.
Right. So this car has done this trip to wherever it's gone before and presumably buried bodies, and this one was the next one.
Mhm.
Presumably.
Yep.
Okay, so it's just like equipment for that kind of shit.
The only thing that really stands out to you is that one of the duffel bags is kind of slightly open. It's like half zippered up, and there's something pristinely white that you see
Taking
inside.
the duffel bag. I'm taking the duffel bag, the whole thing.
Okay.
I want to put the hands in the duffel bag actually because I don't really want to carry them in my hands.
Okay. You unzip the duffel bag and you notice what looks to be a KKK uniform.
Oh no.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Sufficiently creeped out at this point.
Yeah.
There's nothing else in the car that indicates where it has gone, like a map or
No.
some kind of just the woods, I would imagine.
Probably.
Okay.
I
There's nothing
already
else
see
for me to look for.
this is getting so much worse.
There's nothing else for me to look for in this car then.
No.
Okay. I shut everything. I make sure that all the lights are off.
Yep.
As I've left it, as I found it, basically.
Okay. Except for the spilled drink.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And I head inside
Okay.
quickly.
Yeah. And as soon as you get in there, Sam closes the door behind you, and you notice that it's a very simple room. There's no cot. It's kind of just a 10 by 15, just kind of safe room. The door is heavy. You can tell that there's going to be some good protection here. But she just kind of like goes over, sits down in the corner, and she's just like, pick a spot. It's about to get a whole lot deader in here.
Yeah.
Is the body in with us?
There's what stops somebody from walking into this bar while we're yeah, I'm gonna have to put the body there with us, but because I brought it in, I might as well look at it more now.
Yep. So
I
you
want to see, like, I want to actually see if there's anything, what other trauma this person went through before they died.
They have ID.
they do not have ID. You notice that there is bruising on one of the wrists. You would imagine that's some kind of um, jewelry piece existed on her arm that was forcibly taken away. Might have been something that could have led to her um, to identification. Um, there is a cross, excuse me, that has been tattooed into her pelvis, and that kind of, you see, it does affect Erickson.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I immediately start. I immediately go okay, and I just walk. I just turn. Like I either cover it
Yeah.
if I'm able to cover it, or I just walk, or I just start turning myself away from this body.
Yeah, no, the second you uncover it, your whole body is repulsed by it, and you just kind of like push it away.
Yeah.
But while it's visible, you won't be able to continue looking at her to investigate.
Um. Mustang, could you do me a favor and just cover that
Yeah.
part up for me?
So I do.
Okay.
Um,
Would you like to share your hands with him?
yeah.
Okay.
So I put the duffel bag in front of me and him. So I found this. Opens the zipper, and I pull out the hands,
There's 3 different left hands,
and I hand them to Erickson.
unintended.
And I said, and I say, this is not the weirdest part about what's in this duffel bag. And I pull out the white hood of the KKK costume.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately turn over to Sam. Say, Sam, by any chance know what that Cadillac is out there? Whose Cadillac that is?
Shakes her head. No, didn't know there. I didn't even know there was a Cadillac out there. You don't see Cadillacs in this
And
part of the neighborhood.
and just to confirm, this is parked in front of the bar, correct?
It is maybe about 6 or 7 car lengths from the bar's entrance.
Yeah. So essentially, it's right by the bar.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and I turn over. I turn towards Sam, and I say, um how did our friend before he passed get into the bar?
He shuffled in.
Okay, Sam, what happened when he got here? Because you obviously had a shotgun ready to take everybody out, or whatever came through the door. Could you mind filling me in on what was going on?
The guy came in like he had gone 2 rounds with Muhammad Ali, and knowing what he was and who he was associated with, I kind of saw that as a red sign, a red flag, and I cleared the bar, pulled out Old Faithful, and started questioning him. While I was getting some answers out of him is when you 2 arrived.
What did he tell you, Sam?
He told me that he was Andrew's ghoul, that he needed help, that he knew my bar was a place to come for help. And then served him a drink, cried for a little bit, and then I kind of, once he got back into his senses, I tried to figure out where he had come from, and that's when you 2 showed up.
So
Could it
you
be
have.
poss-
Sorry, go ahead.
Could it be possible that he drove in?
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't doubt it. He's clearly lied about other things.
There's a lot to process. Um, yeah. I honestly think that this is probably the safest area that we're going to be in right now, and I know that tomorrow is going to be weirder than today, I believe.
Oh, easily.
Is there anything else in the duffel bag other than the KKK outfit?
There is a small kind of belt holster. It looks like you could attach it to like a belt. It has a belt loop, so a belt can go through it, but it also has kind of leather strap, so you can strap it to your thigh. It looks like an old kind of Western gun holster that's been modified. There's two long wooden stakes in the holster.
Great. All right. Sounds like whoever was driving this car is
A racist vampire hunter.
that could be one conclusion, yeah. Sam, did you by any chance recognize those guys before they decided to bring holy hell into this bar?
No, the mask made it really difficult for me to identify them.
Jesus. Tomorrow, just letting you know, we're probably going to be running into Gretel Myers here at the bar.
I don't think anything's happening tomorrow at this bar.
Oh, whatever you say, Sam. And I chuckle to myself
Yeah.
as I look.
And as you kind of like struggle to yourself and you kind of acquiesce to her, death kind of comes over you as the sun creeps up over the horizon and you just fall asleep for the day. You wake up in the same positions that you were in.
Mm-hmm.
Please roll a die to see if you can rouse yourself awake.
8.
Okay.
10.
Okay. So both of you manage to come to. Sam is a little grumpier because she does get hungrier. But she gets up, and there's a moment where she kind of looks around and she's like, oh, yeah, that. She points at the dead body that has started to stink up the place.
Yeah, I'll get rid of it now.
Yeah.
I wrap it up in the cellophane that it was in, the plastic.
Mhm.
I open up the door.
Okay. You can see that there is police tape all over the inside of the bar.
I knew it. I stop and I look at everybody. I go, things just got weirder, guys. I look out to see if I want to be able to see if I can hear if there's anybody there's anybody here besides us.
Oh, let's have you make a wits and awareness roll.
Oh, thanks. Because I'm not about to get jumped right now by a fucking cop.
I mean, you have a 3 and 3, so that's 6. You're still a
6.
hunger 1, so it's
Yeah.
5 regular, 1 hunger.
You would think after I chomped onto this guy that you would at least,
Yeah, one of the good things about 5th edition is you can no longer go below hunger 1 unless you drain a human completely.
well, I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah. You can't avoid the beast.
7 on the hunger,
Yep.
6, 5, 5, 8, and a 1.
Okay. You can hear the kind of police cruiser radio from outside. You can hear what sounds like somebody smoking a cigarette. You can even smell it kind of from inside. It looks like there's maybe a couple of uniforms that have been stationed here. But that's about it.
Nothing. I don't see anybody when I look out.
If you go towards the door, you can see the back of the police car, or the front rather, because Mustang's car is kind of the one that's sitting at the front. And
You
you
fucking with our car?
no,
Okay.
What about the Cadillac?
you'd have to go outside to see if the Cadillac's still there.
Oh, but of course I do.
There is police tape around where the dead bodies were. You can see that the chalk outline is there. There's police tape at the entrance to the bar. Otherwise, yeah,
And there's no back entrance to this place at
not
all.
not that Sam has shared with you. No,
Turn towards Sam. Sam, we got company, and it's not the usual fanfare. Is there a back way out of here?
she looks at you. She's like, "I'm a bruja. I don't need back entrances or back getaways."
Well, then we're gonna have to deal with the actual human police, because they pretty much have this place labeled a crime scene.
Give me a second, and you see
Give me. Oh wait! All of a sudden, now I remember we have a back exit.
she goes over, so she's kind of standing in line with the doorway, and then you see her kind of bend her neck in one direction, almost like she's cracking her neck, and she bends in the other direction. And then you just see her flicker out of existence. And you hear the sound of a door being ripped off its hinges, a car door being ripped off its hinges. You can hear the sudden kind of shock in the voice of two police officers that are currently being accosted. And then you hear the heavy, heavy crunch of the first cop hitting the wall. And then you feel the second crunch of the second cop hitting the wall. And then she kind of walks back underneath the tape and comes over. All right, it's clear.
I with a shit-eating grin that Erickson has on his face. It's like, much obliged, Sam. What? So I carry out. So as we walk out, I'm walking out with the dead body wrapped in the cellophane. And
Yep.
what am I looking at besides the two dead officers?
There's two dead cops on the outside of this bar. There's the broken police cruiser that's there. You can see the heavy indentation of where Sam kind of landed on the hood. And down the street, you see that the Cadillac is gone.
Does it look like it? Do I see screeching tires? Anything that would have noticed from that from where the car was at?
Not at all.
Okay. All right. Oh, let me go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and just take what other is there's other bodies that were left here, right?
No, they're
Two
clear.
police officers.
They took the police officers out already.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the two SWAT team members that came in are gone. The only new dead bodies that you have are the two police officers that Sam killed.
All right. Let's go ahead and the squad car, is it still operational?
Yeah, it's just missing the driver's side door.
That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the trunk
Mhm.
and just start piling these bodies in there.
Okay. There's a
I'm
heavy.
inclined to put the clan robe in there too.
Sure.
I'm inclined to, but I don't think we need it now that everything has been searched in that bag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you by any chance tell me about this?
You saw it
besides
happen.
the holster with the two stakes.
You saw it happen because I put it in
Okay.
front of us.
All right. Sam, I think we got a hunter. just to tell her that.
What gave you that idea? She kind of looks at you.
And I look over at Mustang.
She didn't see it too. I thought we were in a very small room.
No, she wasn't paying attention to whatever you guys were doing.
So I quickly tell her about the clan robe, and I kind of show her the holster that's
Yeah.
in the bag.
She points at the bullet holes in her bar, and she's like, I know we have hunters. This isn't how SWAT team handles a bar raid.
So they weren't trying. So this was more of trying to just eliminate the area. This is essentially just a group to sweep in and eliminate the problem that's in this place, isn't it?
Yeah.
They were ordered. All right. Have you ever heard of something organized like this before? Of anybody in in our realm, as far as the Camarilla or even the Anarchs?
She lets out a heavy sigh. She's like, there's been talk out of DC, there's been talk out of New York, there's been talk out of Portland. I didn't think they'd be here.
Who would be here?
There's talk of a second Inquisition.
Led by who?
Led by the governments of the world.
So you're telling me that the masquerade is no more because
Oh, bye.
oh man.
You want to come back? Baby, come back.
You can take it all on me. I wish. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, I can hear you. Just can't see you. So what did you say?
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry about that.
What were you saying?
No, what I was saying is that
Something about the masquerade.
oh, so you're telling me that this is an inquisition, so that there's a group that knows that the masquerade is that there is a masquerade and that we are in this realm. Is you're telling me that this is happening now massively?
There's talk of small groups that are government funded. There's talk of small groups that are privately funded. Um, things are about to get messy.
And here I wanted excitement, and that's exactly what I got.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, has this one? Have you been hearing that this has been happening in Salem?
No, no. I thought we were safe because we aren't one of the coastal cities. We aren't one of the big kind of trade routes. We're a stopping point. We're not like Miami. We're not like New York. We're not DC. Like we're not even Chicago.
Hmm. Yeah, but we do have a Grant Reynolds.
Fortunately,
I have a feeling that something's going on here that is bigger than. There's a reason why we're getting this attraction from this group that's just trying to that is literally trying to remove us. So
I wouldn't be
you're
surprised if Grant Reynolds brought them with him.
and there's been no stirrings whatsoever of any of this. Not from any channels, anybody. Not even from the Camarilla.
I haven't heard anything, but I also don't spend my time at the Elysium kissing ass like everybody else does.
Fair enough.
You said that they were publicly and privately funded.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've heard.
Could that big investment group have anything to do with that?
I mean, at this point, who knows? Probably.
What's the name of that big investment group, Mustang?
What is the name of that big investment group?
You wanna?
Mm,
Do you think you can check your notes before I get to it?
hold on. I'm
Holding.
trying to find
My
it.
handy dandy notebook.
I wrote it down somewhere.
Mhm.
Sheriff Green.
There's even pictures of the people
I know. Oh,
in the
yeah.
Discord.
The Xiao Long group.
Yep.
Yep, they're restructuring the theater.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. All right. There's no way that this is happening, and no, I understand you wouldn't know, Sam, but I think I'm gonna have to try to get the sheriff on the phone.
Well, I mean, if this is a singularity, this is just a me situation, I wouldn't be surprised if he already knows about it. And as she says that, and you finish kind of slamming these bodies into the trunk of the police car, you see
Mm-hmm.
another car kind of pull up, and you see Tulip. And she hands Sam an envelope. She waves at you, Mustang. Big smile on her face.
And I wave at her too, even though she's not waving at me.
Yeah. She kind of.
I didn't think Tulip liked me very much. That's okay.
No, she doesn't like me.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't like me either, though. I was really rude to her at Elysium.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh.
No?
No, no.
Oh,
No,
okay.
she might like Connie more than you then. So she'll just wave
Yeah.
at. She'll wave at you. She'll just hold up her hand at Erickson, and she'll kind of like drive off.
What was that about, Sam?
No, she opens the letter, and you're like, seems like it wasn't an isolated incident. And she shows you that there's just 3 sentences. Excuse me. On the note, it says emergency meeting, groundskeeper lodge, Salem Airport.
Sweet.
Right now?
Seems like right now.
Yeah. She gets into the squad car and drives it into the river.
Oh, thank you. That was my idea.
And
So I was like, get this.
she comes waltzing back over to you guys. I mind if I catch a ride with you?
By all means. I'll go ahead and let Sam sit in shotgun, and I want to sit back.
Go.
As this doesn't seem the fact that Tula brought it in and it wasn't over the phone. I'm saying this out loud.
Yeah.
The fact that they brought you a letter and not called you over the phone means that this is very. She doesn't want anybody to know. Like, this is a very selective group that's going because they don't want anybody to know what's going on. Either that, or they think that the phones are being bugged, which is very highly possible.
Sure. And Sam's.
Remember they called.
Yes.
Remember they called
Sam's
earlier?
directing you on where to go.
Sam, what do you think this is?
I mean, the first rule of siege warfare is to cut communications. So it makes sense that the sheriff or the primogen are using older methods to get the word out.
All right. I go ahead and yeah, I'm just sitting back, looking, checking the direction. What I'm trying to do is, while this is happening, I want to go ahead and map out, like look around, at least when we do get closer to see if I can notice any detail, anybody doing perimeter, wanting to see who's actually out there that's outside of the lodge as we're driving in.
Okay. As you pull up to the groundskeeper lodge, you notice that it's a 2-story massive structure. There's plenty of cars out there already. Excuse me. It's kind of like the 94th Aero Squadron building. It kind of overlooks the airport runways. There's balconies out back on either floor, the second story and the first story. The first floor is just a huge kind of collection of tables and booths. There's a horseshoe bar that kind of splits the inside from the outside. And the second story can be partitioned off into 3 kind of separate private areas, or it's kind of in the current position that it's in. It has 2 private areas. It has the main kind of open spot with the simple bar by the balcony leading out, and then it has the partition that it currently has to kind of have the Birmingham party that is being seated currently. And Sam kind of goes up to the maitre d'. She's like, "We're here for the special party." The kind of young man at the front kind of looks over the 3 of you. He makes a few notes on his clipboard and he's like, "Of course, follow me, please." And he leads you upstairs to the Birmingham room. Inside, you can already see Sheriff Green kind of pacing around the room. It looks like the entire left-hand side of his body was burnt. And he's got his arm in a sling. He sees the 2 of you coming in with Sam. He's like, "Good to see you. I was worried when I heard about the bar." Points at his arm and he's like, "They came to the diner."
Who came to the diner, Sheriff?
Whoever the fuck it was well armed, well coordinated, and fucking military trained, I can tell you that. For the first time, you notice that he's actually armed, like visibly. He's got his very heavy kind of peacemaker on his right hip. You see just kind of slung like an old cowboy. His hand is even kind of sitting on the gun itself, like his right hand is sitting on the gun itself. He's like, "This shit is serious. We need to talk about this with everybody. So get a seat, get comfortable. This is gonna be a long night."
I look around and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, there's only a couple other people that have been gathered there. And as you kind of go over to one of the tables that has been set aside and you sit down with Sam, I think this is a good point to end tonight's session. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this evening. And as always, please, if you haven't and you can, get yourselves vaccinated. The faster we can get out of this, the better it'll be for everybody. Please continue to wear your mask in public. If you feel like you have to, continue to wash your hands, continue to keep your distance. If you are watching live on Twitch, as always, I'm putting up some phone numbers in case you need to reach out, in case you feel like you need help, because mental health should not be stigmatized or kept behind the veil of being a taboo subject. If you feel like you need help, please go out and get it. if you yourself are a friend or family member of somebody that's usually a strong personality, please check in on them. You never know what a hello or a how are you can really change the trajectory of somebody's life. So please, please, please check in on themselves, check in on them, check in on yourself, check in on each other. Just make sure that you take care of each other. And as always, I will either see you on Friday for our Star Wars game or next Monday for our Vampire Camarilla chapter. And if you are a follower of McStabber Studios, you can catch me on Saturday leading a Mage 1984 story. It's going to be the third of 4 episodes. And so please continue to have a good night, be safe, and I'll see you when I see you.